My name is Dan Singer. I'm the City Manager with the City of Santa Paula, and we are truly excited to be working with the county on the opportunity to examine senior services. This master planning process is a great partnership for us to be able to hear from our seniors about what their needs are so that government can be working more responsively to meet those needs.
My name is Peter Wright.
My name is Diana Borrego Martinez.
I'm Pat Novak.
I'm Tilly Lukey Borrego.
I'm Liz Castañeda.
I am Dr. Maria Munguia Wellman.
Bob Borrego. I have lived 93 years in Santa Paula.
I've lived in Santa Paula for 22 years.
We came here with 5 children, 4 teenagers and a little guy, and dogs and cats and a menagerie.
I was born in Santa Paula, and I was raised at the Edwards Ranch with my brothers and sisters.
I've lived here in Santa Paula for around 65 years.
I've been in Santa Paula a short time, only about a year, but I love Santa Paula. I'm going to be spending the rest of my life here.
I was born and raised in Santa Paula and left in many years ago to go to college and returned about 6 years ago to Santa Paula to move in with my parents and help them out because they're in their early 90s now.
I've always had a good life in Santa Paula, and now that I'm older, I really appreciate going out to town or anywhere, and people are so friendly.
Well, everybody knows each other, and so therefore it's an easier area to find volunteers and to find out what's going on.
I wouldn't live anywhere else, and it's just, Santa Paula is just a beautiful city. The whole county, you know.
All the trees in Santa Paula. And in '72 when we came here, I thought this is a great place for me to just get old in.
It was interesting coming back because I went from a life of attending to my grandkids, infants, toddlers, school-age children, into the reality and the life of the elders. And as soon as I moved back into town, I was approached by older people here on our street because they needed assistance and they knew I was back in town, and I got involved in helping a few seniors out.
The improvements that we need in Santa Paula for the seniors currently are, I guess one I'd have to say, easy transportation, which involves getting around within the city of Santa Paula, but also the opportunity to go to a larger city, which in our case would be Ventura or Oxnard.
Transportation becomes a real challenge for older people because their vision becomes impaired. And in fact, sometimes they're legally blind. But back to transportation, they can get a ride to the doctor's office. But good friends of mine who manage doctor's offices say they get finished with their appointment and they call that particular ride the only one available, and they have to wait 4 hours to get home again. Many times my friends who manage offices for doctors drive the patients home themselves.
We really like to see computers, computer classes. Some seniors have told me about Spanish-speaking classes, learning from Spanish to English, more activities like ping pong. Well, just different classes that we can enhance this place, getting it better. But by that, we need a whole new building. I mean, I could set up every room here to have different classes. It's just the work also, funding is not, you know, we need some funding.
Well, I think it would be really wonderful if there were more volunteer opportunities for Santa Paula seniors, because we have a lot of knowledge, a lot of skills, a lot that we can offer the city. I also would like to see downtown be more senior friendly, and all that implies, whether it be just issues of safety, sidewalk safety, crossing safety, etc.
Safety is a big issue. We have more and more people willing to grab somebody's purse or worse. As an older person, you're moving more cautiously, so you're moving a little slower. There's an old saying, don't walk like a victim, don't move like a victim. But unfortunately, as we become older, for the reasons I just said, you can't see as well. The streets are all torn up and the sidewalks are dangerous. And then you've got skateboarders or, you know, even adult people on bicycles. So safety is a big issue, a concern to all of us. But again, we're back to a threat. If it's safety for, you know, all of us, it's the safety for seniors. The homeless, we please need to house them, shelter them, feed them, clothe them, but in a facility that is managed with complete services within that facility.
One of the things I think is that a lot of people are shut-ins. We're lucky because we have, you know, we have help with our family, but some people are just cooped in and they don't know who to contact and where they can go.
I think there is a lot of isolation because I see it just here within the neighborhood close by. I've spoken to hairdressers who talk about elderly that come in to get their hair done and talk about how lonely they are, how depressed they feel because they don't have friends. And so I've shared resources with some of the hairdressers in town because they actually see people and talk to them, you know.
Our streets, which we have discussed in some of our meetings, are pretty much terrible.
Well, older adults, and I would say this includes everybody who lives here. I have friends, for instance, who will not come into Santa Paula because they can't drive on the streets. Number one, circling around or manipulating around the potholes literally is dangerous. We're going to have an accident.
Also, those who walk or bicycle are also affected by this.
And it's dangerous. Even just walking to my church, into the library, even the DMV parking lot the other day where I had to go. You just have to watch every step.
I think they need affordable housing. Most than anything else, affordable housing. Because, you know, we have so many people who work in agriculture and get very low wages, and they cannot afford, you know, regular rent payments or a house, you know, be able to purchase a house.
So housing costs are becoming almost prohibitive. Seniors living on fixed incomes, and then maybe they do scrape to get into a place, and now the sewer rates are hiked.
Yeah, I get concerned about the family members in Santa Paula who maybe have a language barrier, maybe they don't speak English, maybe they're not documented, and how do they go about accessing resources, you know? And the other side of the issue is the caregivers themselves. Who is doing the caregiving? You know, we hear about the sandwich generation of the caregivers who are taking care of their own grandchildren or children and taking care of the elderly. And I heard somebody say that sometimes it feels not like the sandwich generation, but like a panini, because you're just like really squished, you know. And that's what it can feel like sometimes if we're not providing resources for caregivers. And the fact that we are going to see so many more elders in the future. I mean, I read somewhere where like by 2035, the population of 85 and older is going to double, you know, in the country. I mean, that's huge.